Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Schools are under debate everywhere, from the floor of the Capitol to Florida courtrooms. We'll discuss how to hold kids back a grade.
I'm Will Luera, Director of Improv at Florida Studio Theater. Valentine's Day is rapidly approaching, and every husband knows that flowers are essential. Beneva Flowers is here with some out-of-the-box ideas.
I'm Bo Beth, and they say I'm flexible. I don't know who told them that, but it's nothing like this group from Circus Soul Yoga. And we have them here today, and we're going to try Thai yoga.
I'm not, and I'm Linda Carson. Our guide dog puppy Wrigley is back from camp, and Southeastern Guide Dogs is here to explain why camp is a part of his training process. We'll have behind-the-scenes pictures, too. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to our friend Will Luera. Great to see you.
Thank you. Very happy to be here again.
I know you are busy with Florida Studio Theater. What's new on the improv scene? Anything exciting coming up?
This weekend, we have a show called Cupid's Broken Arrow, running Friday and Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Appropriately.
All relationship scenes to prep folks up for Valentine's Day. You could see us make all the mistakes on stage so that you don't make them on your actual date on Valentine's Day.
I was going to say, the arrow's broken, so I can imagine there's going to be a lot of excitement happening.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've made all those mistakes.
Right? Yeah, so it'll be a fun 2 days over at Florida Studio Theater.
Yeah.
So that's 8:30 on Saturday, correct?
On Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday at 8:30. All right, Cupid's Broken Arrow. I actually really like the title.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
very creative. Sounds like a lot of fun. Can't believe it's Valentine's weekend. We're going to celebrate for like 4 days. So sounds like a good way to do it. We are also going to class things up a bit, and we needed help with that, obviously. Chef Larry Barrett is here from Simply Gourmet Caterers, looking very pristine in the kitchen. What are we serving today?
Well, thank you. It's Simply Gourmet's Royalty Time at the Crosley Estate. Today, it's all about royalty. I'm going to be preparing one of my favorite little savories, turkey roulade with a sun-dried tomato pesto. I think you're going to like it.
It sounds wonderful.
All right.
Lots of little munchies. I like finger foods because that way, Beth and I kind of like to pick. We can just
We don't
pick
have
away.
to eat a whole thing. Just get a small bite of everything.
Exactly. That sounds wonderful. Well, we may want to think about how much we eat because I think we're headed up into the air as the show goes on. Or at least these folks are. This is Circus Soul Yoga, and they do some of the coolest things with their bodies. I don't know how. My body does not move like this. But Linda, yours is gonna.
I would never in my life be able to do that. When I was a baby, I couldn't have done that.
So who told you guys I was flexible enough to do that? Because I'm confused about that information.
Oh, they look beautiful though, Bobette. Wouldn't you
They
like to look like
do.
that? They look great when they do it.
They do look graceful, and I don't know how they don't like get red-faced and look like they're not breathing, because that's what happens when I hang upside
Or
down.
why those knees don't collapse and they don't just hit the floor.
Well, we enjoy them being with us in the studio, and we're going to learn about Thai yoga and see what positions that means we're going to twist ourselves into.
Okay.
So, something to look forward
Hopefully
to.
it's not that.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I don't
can
want to
do
hang
it.
upside down. You guys have made me do a lot of things, but I think I'm going to draw the line right there.
We'll see if Joey agrees with that. I'm not sure you're going to get away with it. It is time for our first hot topic. And as Democrats in Congress pulled an all-nighter debating the future of our nation's schools, Florida schools are being debated in court. The issue is Florida's third grade retention law. It is one of the main parts of our state's test-driven system. Right now, third graders who score poorly on spring reading tests do not advance to fourth grade. So a group of parents is suing. They claim that more factors other than reading need to be considered. This has gone back and forth legally. Now it's in appeals court. What do you think about this? Too harsh?
I think reading is the most important skill of all because it goes over into all the other disciplines. You have to read to do math, to do science or anything. I don't know why it's a bad thing. If your kid can't read, you want them to get more instructions. You want them to be brought up. So by the time they graduate, they won't even remember that, but they will be up with all the other kids.
I agree with Linda. If you don't know how to read properly, you're going to struggle regardless from that point on. And those kids that are struggling as readers tend to act up in class. They tend to have other issues because they can't keep up. So I think it's a good thing to retain them. But I think the bigger issue is not necessarily talking about the retention rate, but talking about why so many third graders cannot read at a grade level. They need to address the issue where the issue is, not a Band-Aid. Okay, you know, there's a reason why they've missed from first to second to third and don't have those fundamentals. There's something wrong with the system that is leaving some people behind.
A lot of it is blamed on testing. Will, you've got elementary age kids. What do you think about these spring tests? Too much pressure placed on them, or something needs to be a measure?
I will say that, I mean, it does feel like there's a lot of pressure for the kids, and it's tough to see the kids have to deal with that pressure at such a young age. That being said, I think it's up to the parents as well, not only up to the schools, but up to the parents to really help the kids. I mean, for me, schooling is year-round. Even during the summer, every night we do a little activity just to keep the kids' minds fresh, so that when the testing does come up, they're not totally overwhelmed. I was reading a study about how texting and emojis is and all of that work. Now, I'm not against it or anything, but it's starting to ruin the kids' abilities to read, right? Because we're doing all this short texting and stuff that people, those little kids aren't understanding what these little texts actually mean, and it's ruining their spelling, it's ruining their reading. So yes, I do agree that some sort of discipline, some sort of steps, and most importantly, parenting are an important part of this formula.
And if you're promoted when you're not really ready, you feel dumb because the other kids know more than you. And a lot of times it's just an age thing. People learn at different speeds, so you'll catch up. But I think the parents should be asking that their child get a repetition of that information until they know it.
Yeah, rather than suing. All right, well, we'll see what happens in the courts, but it's obviously a discussion that isn't going away.
Right.
Anna Maria Island, fast becoming an immensely popular beach destination, but residents want people to know it is not just a tourist town. Bradenton Beach and Anna Maria commissioners are looking to restore balance between tourism and residents. Anna Maria has lost nearly 20% of its voting population in 5 years, as in permanent residents, because mainly they head back to the mainland. Another struggle is trying to preserve the historic cottages rather than having constructed larger vacation rentals be more prevalent. So how can our islands find the balance?
I think it's all about traffic.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fix that because there's just that one main road.
You think people are leaving because they don't want to deal with the issues?
Well, the people that have to go to work off the island, it's a problem for them. So there's some way we've got to fix the traffic problem.
I know that when they did have the election, one of the commissioners sued, or I don't know if it was the right word is sued, that they did something where they had a lot of the voters scrubbed because they weren't full-time residents.
Right.
And I can see the struggle, but when you have a tourist destination like that, you're going to have part-time residents. That's what this entire area is. So you can't just say you want more full-time residents because they're not there.
Don't you think other islands have dealt with this? I mean, you look at like a Hilton Head, a place where people do live, but people have come and gone into tourist, mode. I mean, I'm sure we all have that struggle. I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer. I feel for them. I mean, I think you want to have residents there, and you want to have tourists there.
Well, and
it's my fault for stopping.
We didn't mean to upset you, but
I'm allergic to her.
I offer her my water, but my lips have been on it, and Bo Beth would never. So now she has to suffer. But we will get you some more.
Part-time resident. Well, first of all, you don't have to pay state taxes if you're a resident of Florida. So most part-time residents really like to go over that 6-month thing and be a full-time resident.
Right.
So I would think in the long run that's going to be the answer because and those people contribute so much, even if they're not here through the summertime.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we definitely feel for them. It's a tough balance between the residents and the resorts. So here is my favorite line of the week. Women don't come with an expiration date. That's what Christy Brinkley says about posing in Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, get this, at age 63.
Oh, that makes me so mad.
Amazing. She appears with her 2 daughters. She looks completely amazing. Now, it also appears in this picture like she can walk on water, but she does admit to be standing on an apple box that's hiding under the surface. Okay, do we like this? 63 years old in a bikini in Sports Illustrated.
She looks like she's 23. I did not look like that when I was 23. I don't think it's fair to normal 63-year-old women.
I don't look like that at 44. So, you know, she's got 20 years on me. I just think it's amazing. Well, we won't begrudge you for admitting you're liking this.
She looks absolutely amazing, and I think it's great to see where we as a population and as a society are going in regards to aging. I was listening to a podcast recently, and back in the 50s, they referred to people in their 50s as the elderly. You know,
Really?
and I was like, and they were playing an old recording, and they were referring to people in their 50s as elderly people, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, in the 50s, I'd be 5 years away from being elderly.
I've been
and I certainly
elderly
don't-
for 38 years. And I didn't even know it until I looked at Christy Brinkley, and now I feel old.
Not at all. Seriously, 63 years old. I mean, I don't know, is there any part of you that thinks she shouldn't have done
Okay,
that?
she did
No, I
not
think
look
she-
like the rest
I
of
think
us
she
when
looks
she was
good.
20.
She looks
I think
great.
if you have it, you flaunt it. That's how you should do
Exactly.
it.
I agree.
You know, if you
If
don't
I
have
looked like
it, then
that, I'd come in here in a bikini every day.
that might be a problem.
And no, we'd applaud it.
I hope I look like that at 63. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
Me too. All right, thumbs up to Christy. If you got it, girl, you got it. All right, so we know dogs are man's best friend, but apparently they're really great for our kids. A study from Cambridge University finds that kids forge stronger relationships with their pets than their siblings. Specifically, girls reported the most companionship and also lower levels of conflict when they have a dog. The reason likely that pets are non-judgmental and they can positively impact a child's well-being and social skills. And sorry, cat lovers, the study showed that it was dogs that brought the most satisfaction.
I like the study, but I think people need to be able to still deal with some of those things and conflicts. You know, you can't just say, okay, a dog provides this comfort. You have to be uncomfortable sometime in your life so you can learn how to deal with the uncomfortableness.
I think it's the
you still are uncomfortable
Yeah.
sometimes. And you know, I don't know why these studies are done. We've always known this. We've always had pictures of kids and their dogs, and we've known it was really, really good for them. My dog died a year ago at Christmas, Murphy, and my granddaughter, who's now 3, she was 2 at the time, said to her mom recently, "Mom, do you remember Murphy? I loved him so much. I could always know when I was with him I was safe." And it's left great memories, even though, you know, he's been gone a long time now.
Yeah, when my kids are sad, even as teenagers, you know, they take the dog in their room and they close the door. And I, you know, I'm sure we're emoting in some way in there, whether they're complaining about me or, you know, being sad. But it's just, it's someone to talk to that has a soul and doesn't talk back.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's why I talk to the dog.
And licks you after you're
Yeah.
through.
That's right.
Yeah, my little daughters love our dog Woody, and like if my daughters fight, that'll last for the weekend. But if they get in a little tiff with Woody, that only lasts about 5 minutes, and they're back together. again.
It's
So,
true.
yeah.
It's a lot easier to move on.
I like the idea. I think it's good, but I still think that you still have to learn how to deal with that uncomfort.
Human communication. That's
Exactly.
true. So some of us and some of our sexier trends have come from Brazil. You can figure that one out on your own. But I'm not sure this trend will stick, literally. It's bikinis made out of electrical tape. They are all the rage right now in Brazil. So let's think about the bonuses. They don't move around. They create very distinct tan lines, which the women are embracing. You can see here how they're put on. And when you take them off, well,
You throw them away.
Ouch!
Let's
when
say
you
it's
take it off, ouch!
a new way to get a Brazilian.
Oh, painful to take those things off, yes.
That's if you have hair there.
Oh,
But no, they're doing it up here. You don't have hair up here.
good cover.
That's what was that?
It still hurts to take that tape off. It still hurts.
I'll say this: like my wife is Brazilian, and
Oh, sweet!
And she wears her tape down.
Take her a roll of tape.
well, she does not buy American bathing suits or bikinis. And they're just
Really?
not for her. So like, she will get them sent from Brazil by
Wow.
her sister, her family. They'll send them. She prefers Brazilian bikinis and bathing suits. But now I guess I'll have to ask her if she'll try this electrical tape.
Will,
bikini.
you are a lucky man. You are a lucky, lucky man. That's all I'm going to say.
I am, and I will agree with you. Yes.
All right, before we get in any more trouble, we were going to go to our happy hour forecast because Will's a happy guy. And then we're going to have our guide dog puppy Wrigley come in, and we're going to hear about puppy camp. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your happy hour forecast. Another gorgeous day today. A little bit on the breezy side. Some wind out of the south feeding a big storm system moving through the lower Mississippi Valley right now, causing some destructive tornadoes throughout portions of the lower south. Now, 77 degrees right now. Warm day. The humidity very high. The dew point high as well at 65 degrees. Now, the pressure is actually lower now, 29.98 inches, and that's a result of this cold front now slicing through the panhandle of Florida up through Alabama and into Georgia right now. It is producing some rough weather this afternoon. As I mentioned, tornado watches are out now across parts of Mississippi, Alabama, even the panhandle of Florida for the possibility of tornadoes throughout that region. It looks like all this rough weather will stay to our north. We'll have to keep a close eye on it, though, as it makes its way to the southeast. For us, the story is warm weather. Look at Mayaca City, 86 degrees right now. That Punta Gorda temperature we'll have to check on. I don't think it's 94, but we'll check on it nonetheless. We'll have a forecast coming up at 5.
It's time for our pup date with our southeastern guide dog, Wrigley. Wrigley just got back from 2 weeks at puppy camp. And here to tell us why camp is so important for guide dog puppies, Director of Puppy Raising, Leslie Shepard. Welcome, Leslie. We're so happy to have you, and we're happy to have Wrigley back from camp. So what do puppies do at puppy camp?
Well, puppy camp is where they go to another raiser's home, and it's all about learning how we learn whether they're adaptable or not. Can they adapt to a new environment? Can they adapt to a new handler and new routines?
So it's very important for the puppies to go to camp for 2 weeks every time.
Absolutely. We have no idea who ultimately Wrigley might be matched with, so we want to make sure he can be comfortable in any situation, any environment with any person that he would be potentially serving.
So I didn't get any contact with Wrigley except for some pictures, which I enjoyed greatly. He went to restaurants, he went to church, you know, he went a lot of different places. Honestly, we don't do a lot of eating out at my house, so he got to do more of that. He played with young children, and I'm assuming he was told not to eat those. Look very carefully, there's a French fry on the floor in front of Wrigley. They were working on Leave It at Steak and Shake. And I'm sure he remembers that smell. So.
He was pretty glad to get home, I understand. You got some pictures of that?
And, well, I wanted to talk a little bit about this picture. So, Leslie, you can talk about the importance of this, but there was a family member in the wheelchair at a family where Wrigley was. What does this show us about Wrigley as his potential future, that he seemed to be quite attached there?
Well, it's really important that he had no problem with something that's really unusual. We do also place wheelchair guides, so this is telling us something really important about potentially what he might be able to do in his future.
Because some dogs would be afraid of the actual
Absolutely.
chair itself.
It's moving, it's metal, it's not what he's normally used to.
They're chasing, you know, things that
Yep,
move, the retrievers like to want to chase.
Yep, absolutely.
So he did well with the wheelchair.
He did great. And it also, just the fact that he would stay by his side really shows us his ability to be really empathetic also.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But he was a pretty happy guy to get home, I understand, Stephanie.
So we have some very, very funny video of when Wrigley got home. I believe these are called the puppy zoomies, but he got so excited he ran laps around the pool. Big Brother Griffin stared at him like, what is wrong with the dog? But that was literally his introduction to coming home, was he just ran and ran and ran.
Oh, look at that.
You know, I'm sure they wonder, I mean, Leslie, on a mental level, do they wonder, you know, if they would ever come home? I mean, that's kind of like I wonder if he had, I worried that he had a couple weeks, mama's attachment, of like, what has happened to me? Do I have new home?
Well, dogs don't really have the same concept of time that we do, but yeah, he was absolutely understanding that you weren't there and that he was in a new situation and he was being handled by someone different and being asked to do things in a different way. So, yeah, he's excited to come home, just like kids are excited to come home from camp.
And there's our Marlo, who came to visit Stephanie for 2 weeks. This was his camp, his puppy camp.
So we got to Camp Marlo, and Marlo got to hang out with everybody in the office. Cliff Rolls taking a couple really great pictures here. So good in the car, but I understand that you at Southeastern actually put a lot of thought into how you camp the dogs with which specific family. So how did we get the honor of having Marlo?
Well, Marlo is in a home where there aren't kids there. There are grandchildren from time to time, but not every day. Very routine, goes to work with his raiser in a very specific place every day. So placing him with you meant coming to a TV studio, lots of kids in the household, lots of activities on the go. So that was really important for Marlo to experience that with you.
And we think Marlo had a ball, because literally for about the first 4 days, he couldn't sit down because he knew that things were constantly happening and he didn't want to miss anything. So it's very fun to watch the dogs evolve over those couple weeks, because we really watched Marlo, and I'm sure the girls in the office will agree too, kind of grow up. You know, he learned that you don't have to be excited every single minute of the day.
Right.
You know, that's okay to chill. You know, nothing's going to pass you by.
Absolutely. This was a wonderful experience for Marlo.
It's a really neat program, because at first when we heard about puppy camp, I figured it was to keep the raisers from being too attached, because I'm sure a lot of raisers feel like we did. We were like, what?
Exactly.
The puppy's going away? But
oh yeah, and often the raisers will feel like we're somehow judging them and what their skill level is. And yes, I mean, it's going to be helpful for you to experience a different puppy and a different type of puppy and grow as a raiser, but that's not really primarily what it's about.
It's about the dogs.
It is
about
absolutely
the
about
dog.
the dogs.
What's next for Wrigley now?
Well, Wrigley is kind of moving from middle school to high school.
Oh,
so this
fabulous.
is really fair warning for Stephanie.
Yet another teenager in my house.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's going to have some hormonal things happening, so he's going to be experiencing that where he wants to separate from her.
He wants to chase the girls?
He wants to chase the girls and anybody else.
Anybody that's moving. Oh, this is great. Wrigley, we're with you, boy. We've got your back over here. Thank you so much. This is so exciting to see him grow up. We're looking forward to his teenage years. I don't know about Stephanie. Well,
Like grandparents.
That's right. They think everything's funny.
Well, for more information about the Southeastern Guide Dogs program, you can go to guidedogs.org and find out how Wrigley is doing in his teenage years. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Wrigley's View. Next, it's Money Matters. Even dogs can't escape that.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
And welcome back. Valentine's Day is a huge moneymaker for retailers, but you could end up losing if you aren't a smart shopper. In today's Money Matters, our financial expert and ABC7 business commentator, Richard Stern, breaks down Valentine's Day by the numbers. All right, Richard, let's talk about spending.
Well, spending on Valentine's Day? I can't imagine that.
Spending on us.
There you go.
Yeah, we're the ladies
well,
here.
We'll see how much you can spend on your spouse or significant other, whatever it may be. A couple of questions for you for Valentine's Day. The average man spends, I'm sorry, let me do that in reverse. The average woman in the U.S. spends $89 on Valentine's Day. The average man spends
what?
89, 122, or 176.
I'm going with 3, 176.
Oh,
176.
You know, more generous
men are better
than
than
I
mine.
do.
I'm going 2.
Only Bo Beth is right. $176.
Whoa! Wow, big spenders.
Twice as much as the ladies. So.
Wow.
Will says next time I'm going to do this.
Hope your wife isn't watching.
Oh, no.
We got to re-record this. I'm sorry.
Sorry, honey.
Now, let's go on to question number 2. The percentage of Valentine's Day cards which are bought by women, 58%, 71%, or 85%. What percentage of cards are bought by women?
I'm going to say 85%.
I'm going with 1. I went 56.
Well, I got 2 right answers here. 85% of the cards are purchased by women.
Women like cards.
Absolutely.
So.
And I give them to more than just my spouse. You know, I send them to the grandkids and my children.
Yeah.
There you go. That's why you're buying more, right?
Yes.
There you
Makes sense.
The percentage of all flowers which are purchased by men, 73%, 82%, or 91%.
I'm going to stick
Percentage
with
of
3.
flowers bought by
I
men.
think we're all going. Oh, you're
I'm
going
not.
with
I'm
1?
going with 1.
Really?
We're all
You are correct.
So I know why, because I did the research for this next
73%.
segment.
Ah,
She's a
Oh,
cheater.
you are cheating!
I did.
you're checking on me, huh? You want to make sure I'm getting the right information.
That's right.
Good deal.
I'm the researcher here.
I got to keep everybody on the right track here. Okay, now next, after Valentine's Day cards, the most frequently given gift, the second most frequently given cards are flowers, candy, or dining out. Well, we've got a 3, which is a dining out.
I'm going
We've
to
got
candy.
Candy.
I'm going to go with flowers.
Again, you're the only right answer.
Oh, really?
How do you like that? Candy.
Even in this day and age.
Candy
I'm
is
surprised
the
about that.
largest other than cards. And now my favorite one, and I hope you enjoy this, the percentage of women who would end their relationship if they didn't get something for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
18%, 39%, or 53%.
Where's the higher percentage?
Yeah, right.
53.
Well, guess what? You're all correct. 53%.
I would never have done that. I had a great marriage, but he never remembered Valentine's Day. But I picked up a little something.
So you bought your own Valentine's. See, there's the difference. You bought your own Valentine's.
Forget the flowers. I went for diamonds.
You took your Super Bowl winnings and bought a diamond, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Happy Valentine's Day a week from today.
All right.
All right, well, thank you so much, Richard. Now, don't get in trouble. You want your relationship to last, so take his advice.
There you go.
All right, next, take a deep breath. We're going to do some relaxation exercises with Circus Soul Yoga. We'll be right back.
Every person is different and every real estate deal is unique. That's why experience matters. I enjoy guiding my customers through the process of buying or selling a home because there's so much that can happen. I want them to enjoy the real estate experience as much as I do. I'm Eric Schrock with SWC Properties. I love being in real estate.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
It's Greek time, February 9th through the 12th at the 33rd Annual St. Barbara Greek Festival. Experience traditional Greek home cooking, pastries, music, and dancing. Shop the marketplace for crafts and jewelry from local artisans while children play in the kids zone. Enjoy a day in Greece without leaving the area. Just be sure to bring your appetite. Don't miss the St. Barbara Greek Festival in Sarasota at the church located just north of University Parkway at the corner of Lockwood Ridge and Televast Road. Visit stbarbarafestival.org or Facebook for details. Yasu!
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly one in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
Welcome to Suncoast View. I have suddenly gotten very relaxed, as has everybody else. So we'll talk to you about Thai yoga in just a minute. But first, I need to focus on Chef Larry. Tell us more about the tea service that you are offering.
This tea service, we've been doing this for 7 years. It's become an institution. It starts today, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, this month and next month. So all the way through the end of March. So she serves sweets. It's a Crosley estate. So, oh man, it's so beautiful just to wander the grounds after having a spectacular little brunch.
Sounds like a treat. And Bobette, tell us about this treat.
Well, there are many different types of yoga, all designed to encourage us to be more focused inward and become more aware of our own being. And now Circus Soul Yoga offers 40 different types of yoga classes, and they're here today. The owner, Carrie Tice, is going to teach us how to do yoga through Thai yoga, and I'm already relaxed.
It's hard not to be when you're getting Thai yoga.
So Carrie, tell us about Thai yoga. Like, what is it? Is it a massage? Is it a yoga? What exactly is it?
Well, it's really a mix of different modalities, but it comes from Thailand and from India, and they call it lazy man's yoga because the participant doesn't really have to do much. What you get to do is come in, relax, and the practitioner actually goes through all of the different exercises while you stay nice and relaxed and focused. So you don't have to do very much, and we go through all different types of shapes and positions. Some of the techniques are a little bit like massage, and some of them are completely different than massage. This is why we call it Thai yoga. We can go for a little stretch here. That feel okay?
It feels good.
Good. Yep, so this is a great way to open up the spine and to relieve tension from being at the work desk all day long and being in the car and being stressed out. So we go through all these different positions, and just like in yoga.
You're moving me. I like it.
Yeah, so she just has to sit here, and I'm actually manipulating her body. So just like in yoga, we want to move the spine in all of its directions. We want to twist from side to side, forward bend and back bend. And usually you'd have to do a lot of work in order to do that. But in Thai yoga, the practitioner, like Nick here is doing, we actually do all of the work for you. So all you have to do is
just sit.
Just sit or lay down.
Well, speaking of sitting, let's talk about what some people are doing. Let's start with Will. What is Will doing, or what is being done to Will, I should say?
Yeah, so Will's got some, he's getting his trapezius, or the shoulder muscles, released. And these hold a lot of tension, whether you work at the desk all day long. Everybody's got stress in their life, and we hold a lot of it in our trapezius and our neck muscles. So this is such a wonderful stretch to help relieve that tension, and it's quite effective.
Ooh. He looks very relaxed, so I'm sure it is.
I want this segment to go on for the rest of the show.
I vote with Will.
Yeah,
All right,
I think this is what Christy Brinkley does to look so good. Oh, it feels great.
Let's move to Stephanie. What is she doing? Because she's sleeping. Side
Yeah,
note.
she's laying back in a reclined Buddha stretch. So she is laying down on Nick, and Nick is acting like a prop. His knees are in her back, and that's actually taking her into a back bend, just like we are with you right now. And literally, you're doing nothing but laying, and that support is helping create release. And that release is happening at a really deep level. It's not just the physical body that's being affected here. It's really deep, the mental body, the physical body, and the spiritual body. So this is a form of yoga and body work that actually affects you at a very, very deep level.
So even older people like me can enjoy this.
Absolutely.
And can benefit. That's the main thing.
Can benefit a lot. You can get more range of motion and be able to access poses that you didn't expect that you'd be able to.
All right. Well, and Linda, what is she doing over there?
Linda's getting some Thai chop chop. So this is this nice little technique that helps to relieve the shoulders and release the neck. And it just feels really nice.
Oh, it feels heavenly. It feels heavenly.
That percussion and that rhythm helps the nervous system relax as well.
And, you know, it seems like we're getting a workout, but you guys are doing a lot of the work. Do you get a workout from it?
Absolutely. So we're going through all these different positions, and I'm getting a foot stretch right now. The back of my thighs are working, and depending on how long of a session, because these sessions can go anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. And when I work on a 2-hour session, I actually feel like I had a really great workout. And my entire body gets stretched as well. So it's not something that's just beneficial for the person who's receiving, but for the people that are giving as well.
So I'm getting in good shape without moving?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. You're definitely getting, you know, more relaxed. We're taking a lot of the tension out, and we're getting a lot of the habit patterns out.
Okay, I have to speak to the effectiveness because for me, relaxing is near impossible. And feeling someone else breathing is really useful in calming another person.
And it is my intention to match your breath, to respond to how you're breathing.
Oh, okay, so you're not Mike. So what he said was that he's matching me to respond to my breathing. And he's teaching me to breathe.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to sleep.
So one of the things that we're doing is we're not just coming through and doing these motions and being unconscious. We're actually matching our breath. So we're inhaling and exhaling together. And in that way, that's the yoga. The yoga means to yoke or to join. And we're joining together both our breath and our energy. And in this way, it can be an extremely effective body work that can be transformational.
Oh, this is awesome.
Well, I'm
bending over a lot. This will help me stand up straight, right?
Absolutely. We typically spend, as Americans, we spend 80% of our time or more in this what I call American stance, right? Sitting at the desk, driving the car, all of these positions that are pretty much exactly the same. And what we need to do is we need to spend more time in the back bending. We need to spend more time in that opposite shape, and that's what we focus on when we come to Thai yoga.
So tell us, you mentioned when we come there, tell us about the classes and the workshops that you guys have.
Absolutely. We have over 45 classes a week. We have classes every single day. We're the only studio in town that has a $5 cash special. Every single day you can come and take yoga with us for only $5 cash. We also have aerial yoga, which is one of our special classes.
I want to know how much this yoga is.
So these sessions are done privately, one-on-one, and you book with a Thai yoga therapist. And we do have these sessions available every single day. So if you give us a call or go onto our website, you can find more information about Thai yoga.
Speaking of that, they're on South Trail. Of course, there's Circus Soul Yoga. If you want to get more information or about their classes or their schedule, just go to circussoulyoga.com. Next, we're going to spice things up for Valentine's with flowers, and I need a cough. All right, we'll be right back.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon. I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A bond hearing for a former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy accused of killing an elderly woman. What the suspect's wife and the victim's neighbors had to say in court, plus the judge's decision. And some not so great news for those who pay the bills. Much more money homeowners in Manatee County will soon pay for their water service. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. Big storms firing up across the lower southeast United States, and some of those storms could be severe across North Florida. We'll talk more about that coming up at 5. But 77 warm temperatures up and down the coast right now, and generally fair skies. The dew point's way up there at 65. Winds are gusty at south at 18 miles an hour. There are the storms right now. Had some damage near New Orleans with a fairly significant tornado earlier today that is now pushing into the Panhandle more at 5.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Once upon a time, there were children who didn't know the magic of books. They didn't have stories to introduce them to enchanting characters. Now you can give stories that change lives. Go to magicofstorytelling.com to give all children the chance to follow their dreams.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Valentine's Day is only a week away, and research shows that more than 60% of all men will buy flowers. But there are some options for spicing up that plain bouquet of roses. Preston Kinsley, a designer for Beneva Flowers, is here to show us some creative ways to play Cupid. We're excited about this. Of course, roses are usually the most popular, but there are very different ways to present roses, right?
Ways. Yes, ma'am.
You're going to show us some of those ways. So
I'm liking the one on the
these
end.
look good.
They're as big as Will.
Yep. I'm lost.
I bet your wife would love those, Will. Yeah. But there's more than just roses going on here.
There are. That's our platinum vase of roses. That's a 24 vase of rose with an upgraded base. See the platinum at the top?
Oh, yes.
With also upgraded greens, and that's what really gives you the effect. That's upgraded eucalyptus and salao, which is a little bit different than your regular leather leaf, which would come in a normal bouquet of flowers.
Okay, so something you can ask for if you're choosing roses to say, are there other options for greens?
There's always an upgrade.
I like your attitude. There's always an upgrade.
Wow, the difference it can make.
It really
Yes,
does.
And the smell. I'm not sure if you can smell it in here, but the eucalyptus has a really great smell to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't smell at all.
Aromatherapy and roses.
Yes.
Seriously. It's amazing to me what a difference the greens make.
It does.
Okay, so
all right, so in front of me, what's this?
Sure, this is more of a lush and low version. I like to think a little bit younger and fun, more modern style. We have roses in here with also a little mix of pink tulips and some wax flowers. So that's just a smaller, lush, low version, a little bit modern, I would say.
I like this one too, though.
I do
Yeah, me
too.
too.
Yeah, it's got a different feel.
Yeah.
Now,
Stephanie's are very modern.
Yes.
That's you, Stephanie. Or maybe that's me, Stephanie. Because I really like it.
What type of flowers are those?
Those are anthuriums. That's a tropical version of a Valentine's Day arrangement.
Okay, and are these popular here in Florida where we are a bit more tropical?
Sure. Yeah, we use them a lot there at
They look like hearts.
Funny part is I didn't think they were real until I came over and touched them.
They are.
Because they have that
it's like
gloss
a waxy.
that makes it seem as if they're not.
Well, show us how to arrange ourselves here. Or show us how you do it.
Sure. So my personal favorite, hint, hint, is going to be more of a modern version of a hand-tied bouquet. So like anything round, you're going to start with the center and kind of work your way around.
So if you do have your own fresh cut flowers, this would be what we do.
Or this could be something you can order per se.
Right, and ask for.
Yeah, I think I'll go that route.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So you'll just really start with the center and kind of build your way around with taking your stem sideways so they don't just stick straight up and down. You get that really nice round effect with that.
Okay.
I knew there
So
was
I'll do a
trick to
few,
this.
and then you guys can kind of add as we go.
Well, Beth is our talent.
So you see how we're kind
I see what you're doing.
of filing in there.
So we go like that.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am, this is
Linda,
going to
you
be your
got it.
center.
Okay.
And you'll kind of build on top of that.
And is this true? Will this work with all stemmed flowers, not just roses?
It could if you know they have the same round shape. You know,
Okay,
this
they
is
need
going
to be substantial.
You're right. So if you
And
want
then
to
what
just
do you do with the extra at the bottom? Do you cut
we'll
this
clip
off
them off.
eventually? Okay.
So if you want to make your fingers into a V like that and kind of grab on just like I have it there.
Yours doesn't look like mine.
There you go. And we'll just kind of keep
How
building
many years
on
did you go to school for this?
This is tighter.
There you
Now,
go.
tell me about your busy factor over the next week or so. Should we be ordering now?
That would be a great idea. Sure. Yeah, we do get very busy during Valentine's Day, so any pre-orders would be great.
And you can't make them that far ahead, though, right? I mean, you have to have the flowers as fresh as can be. So
Right.
do you just pull all-nighters for a couple days?
We do. Yes.
Do you
Yep.
really? That's fascinating.
Yeah,
I
that's a
never
lot of secret that a lot of people don't know about the floral industry is there's really long nights and hard days.
Oh,
for
wow.
holidays.
I would not have guessed
Because you can't do this work in advance.
See, there you
The
go.
flowers.
And you can
just kinda
arrange
pull
them for a
up
certain
to be all
person,
the
too.
same length.
Those are wow,
And it really
Beth, you're
gives you
better
that
at this
nice
than I am.
round.
Linda's
And if
got a
you
handful of
With him.
roses.
I go get him to do
Give
mine.
him that shape.
Beneva.com, you can get that instead of this, and it'll make a lot of difference. Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome.
And of course,
You're
you're on
very
Gulfgate and Beneva on the corner if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want to walk in and get some. Thank you so
You're very
much.
welcome.
Thanks for your help,
That's
Preston.
very
Lovely,
Thank you, guys.
lovely. I think I need a little more work. We'll be right back.
In the real estate business, trust is important. It's not just about money, it's a place where we live and create memories. Buying a home is such a big investment, you want to find the right one. You don't want to be sold a home, you want someone you can trust to help you find the right home. I am proud to work at an agency where these values matter. I would love to be your realtor. I am Chandra Boone, and I'm a proud realtor at SWC Properties.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarasota Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Welcome back. Will recently celebrated a birthday, and I understand you got a bit of an unusual gift from your wife.
Yes.
We're fascinated. Tell us about this.
Sure. So she told me on my birthday morning, she gave me a little box that had a test tube in it, and it was from a company called 23andMe. And basically, what you need to do is you spit into this test tube, you send it off, and then in about 3 weeks they come back with DNA results. And so this was a big deal for me because my family and I we're not really sure what our origin is, and when we got back the results, everybody was fascinated on my family.
So it's an ancestry thing.
Yeah,
all right, not meaning to share your business, but we're going to share your business.
Well, he put it on Facebook.
Right, you put it on
did.
Facebook, we put it on TV. Tell us about your background.
So I'm about 40%, a little bit over, I think 39% Iberian coast in southern Europe, so like Spain, Portugal, a little bit of France.
I can see that.
And then a little, right, and then the other bit, 38% Native American.
Whoa,
yeah,
nice.
About 10% Asian. Okay.
Now, were any of these surprises?
The highest, well, I didn't think I was that high on the European percentages. I didn't think I wasn't expecting the Asian percentage.
Did you know you were part Native American?
I suspected a part of that, definitely, being of Mexican heritage. Then we have a 4.7% Sub-Saharan Africa, Northern Africa, and the Middle East. And then 4.2% unknown.
I love that. I like that.
I'm expecting some sort of alien got in there or something. And then the rest is European, and then Ashkenazi Jewish as well.
It's amazing what you can learn.
You can't be prejudiced against anybody.
I can't. Well, it's funny.
Like,
when I posted this on Facebook, every single friend of every different origin was trying to lay claim on me. Yeah, they're like, "Welcome to the tribe, Will."
Hey, kudos to your wife. A very, very creative gift to trace your ancestry, and I believe it was 23andme.com if you are interested.
Great gift.
Yeah, we're very interested. All right, we are going to tap into our British heritage now and go have high tea with Chef Larry.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Vilgas. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A big honor for 2 teachers on the Suncoast.
To be here at the governor's office is just something that I'm very proud of.
Why 2 teachers in Sarasota and Manatee counties are being recognized by the governor of Florida. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. Rough weather blowing up across the deep south. Tornadoes near New Orleans. 77 degrees here right now, but their clouds are expected to increase. We have a good chance for some scattered storms later on tonight. Winds are out of the south now, pretty brisk at 18. The pressure has been falling. You can see that line of intense storms making their way through now. Parts of Alabama into Georgia and the panhandle of Florida, advancing toward north central Florida. There is a risk for severe weather across mainly North Florida tonight. We do have a chance for thunderstorms here. We'll talk about the changing weather and the fronts headed our way coming up at 5.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine. Whee!
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, a handmade Valentine is truly from the heart. We'll show you some fun, simple Valentine's-themed crafts that you can make at home. Plus, Dutch Crafters joins us with Amish furniture. Evo Athletics trains some of the best youth gymnasts in the country, and they're going to show us right here in the studio what they can do. And Popey's Place joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Larry from Simply Gourmet Caterers. Chef Larry, what are we doing today?
He's all ready.
Oh, I am ready, Ralph. I am ready. What we're going to be doing here is making a simple roulade. All it is a flour tortilla. You could do this with anything. I do it with smoked salmon and scallion cream, capers, a little tomato. Fantastic, right?
Okay.
This sun-dried tomato pesto mixed with a little cream cheese and a little cream.
Sounds
Look
good.
at this. Just take a little bit. We're not going to use a lot because you don't want it to be big hunkin'. Here's what it looks like when it's done. So see, we just give it a nice smear like so.
Smear some for me.
Oh, I'm gonna let you do your own smearing, my dear. I heard that when it comes to smearing, you're at the top.
She's the best.
She's at the top of the list. And then you just go like this, and
just make sure you get it all over.
Yeah, you
So
get
it
it
really
all
is a
over like
thin
that.
layer.
It is. It is because otherwise it's too creamy.
Right.
Here, Linda, give it a shot.
All right, Linda, let's see if you can do it.
And then with the impeccably clean hands, we pick up some very, very thinly sliced turkey. And you always want to add a little extra cream right at the end there because that's what's going to hold the whole thing together. It's sort of like glue in its own way, but a very, very tasty glue. I must say that. Now, we've got our turkey there.
Okay.
And then a little scallion, because what would this be
Why
without
not?
scallion, right? Onions a little bit too much, especially for parties, because you don't want to be walking around with a glass of wine in your hand or a cup of tea and all of a sudden go, who has the dentine? And off we go with a little bit. I like using English cucumber.
Okay.
So
I need
no
to catch up.
seeds.
What did you put on first?
Right there, they'll put a little turkey.
Now,
And-
why the turkey only at the top like that?
Well, because I'm going to flip this over.
Oh, and we're rolling.
Then the middle, if you could see one of these roulades
Oh,
over
the middle
there.
is the meat.
The middle is the meat. It's the way. It's the way of life. It's the way of life. And then we look at that. We
And it just
roll it.
rolls.
We roll it, but you got to roll it tight, and you got to roll it all the way. And while you're rolling it, just push a little bit to the outside, because the outside always is missing a little bit.
Well, Linda, you're doing a pretty good
Hey.
job over there.
I broke it, but don't tell it.
No.
That
And you
little
know
hole
what?
never
This is
show.
the most forgiving little recipe. More of a technique than a recipe. And, you know, you could just do roasted vegetables. It's amazing how many of these we do. The roast beef's a very popular one. See if it comes out like that at the end.
Just eat it.
Yeah, I was going to say, cleanup on this is going to be fun.
You just go like that. Then the fun part here is we take this and we roll it tight, really
So that's why we need the wrap.
That's why you need the wrap. And
Okay.
then you take it and you go, The singing is optional.
Okay.
The singing
good,
is
I
optional, and
understand.
I would suspect you use a Lady Gaga song instead of that lame thing that I just did. But you take it, go like this, let it get real tight, then go like this a little bit to make sure it's even. Put it in the refrigerator for at least 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
I really recommend the brunch one is fantastic if you do that smoked salmon or whitefish salad.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Egg salad, it all works. And then you just take it and you cut them. Like that, and we just made, you know, this one just a little while ago.
Yes.
And then you've got a beautiful little this. I do them if somebody's a vegetarian. We'll put all sorts of nice little a mosaic of vegetables in there, a little bit of black olive, because you know that cream cheese needs a little zip.
Oh, you dropped it.
You dropped it.
Don't worry, Wrigley will
Well,
get it.
there you go. Another one for you, my dear.
You're a mess. All right, Chef Larry having high tea at the Crosley in February and March, so that's something you can get information about at simplygourmetcaterers.com. And we love the roulades and also the sweet treats and the tea. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
That is a new technique for us, and
You
we
guys
will,
will
of course,
eat all of those.
be diving into that.
No problem.
Will, great
Yes,
to
we
have
will.
you here. Remember,
very
Valentine's
much.
Day's in a week. Don't say we didn't warn you.
All right, thank you for the heads up.
All right, thanks for joining us. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.
Good stuff.